At the beginning of the movie, we are taken to a hidden corner of the world, a place called Kamar-Taj, tucked deep within the mountains of Nepal. This is where the most powerful magical order on Earth trains its sorcerers, sheltered from the modern world, invisible to ordinary eyes. And tonight, something has gone terribly wrong. Under the cover of darkness, a dangerous sorcerer named Caecilius slips inside with devoted followers. He moves with purpose. This isn't desperation. This is a man who has already decided to burn the world down. He targets an ancient book holding a catastrophic ritual, kills the librarian in cold blood, and tears out the very pages he needs. Just as he's about to vanish, she appears, the Ancient One, calm, absolute. With a single gesture, she pulls Caecilius and his followers into the mirror dimension, a parallel reality invisible to ordinary people where destruction leaves the real world untouched. A brutal battle erupts. She overwhelms his followers with terrifying ease, but Caecilius escapes and those stolen pages go with him. This is just the beginning. Now we are introduced to Dr. Stephen Strange, a world-class neurosurgeon in New York City. His hands are legendary, his reputation untouchable. He guards his perfect record obsessively, turning down cases he isn't certain he can win just to keep his statistics clean. Strange knows exactly how good he is, and he makes sure everyone else does too. He's arrogant, cold, and utterly obsessed with his own image. One night, driving to a conference, he picks up his phone mid-drive on a winding mountain road. The distraction lasts only seconds, but seconds are all it takes. In a horrifying crash, his car goes flying off the edge. When Strange wakes up, his hands are wrapped in surgical pins. There's no gratitude for surviving, just pure, suffocating panic. Because without his hands, Strange believes he has absolutely nothing. Christine Palmer, the woman who genuinely loves him, is right there beside him. She tells him to rest and heal. In return, Strange accuses her of pitying him and pushes her away. She walks away. He's left completely alone, which, at this point, is exactly what he deserves. Surgery after surgery follows. His fingers twitch slightly, but the trembling never stops. Desperate and out of options, Strange is ready to try anything. That's when he hears about Jonathan Pangborn, a patient whose destroyed spine had been written off by every doctor who somehow walked again. Strange tracks him down. What Pangborn tells him doesn't sound like medicine. He speaks about a teacher called the Ancient One, energies beyond science, and a place called Kamar-Taj. He points Strange toward Kathmandu. Strange arrives in Nepal clinging to one last hope. A street gang beats him until a composed figure named Mordo appears and leads him exactly where he needs to go. Face to face with the Ancient One, Strange immediately demands a cure. She stops him cold. She didn't repair Pangborn's spine, she taught him to believe he could walk. The most powerful force in the universe isn't found in the body, it lives in the soul. Strange scoffs, he's a man of science. And that's when she shows him something no textbook could prepare him for. With a single touch, she ejects his consciousness from his body. His soul floats free. She opens the multiverse in front of him, entire dimensions collapsing, galaxies folding, creatures beyond comprehension, worlds so terrifying they shake, something loose inside him that was stuck for years. For the first time, the man who thought he knew everything realizes how small his understanding truly was. He begs to be taught. She turns him away. But Strange stands outside in the freezing cold for hours, and that stubbornness finally changes her mind. Training begins. His shaking hands keep failing him until he watches another master perform the same movements with no hands at all, a man who lost his arms and never stopped. The limitation was never physical, it was in his mind. Progress comes. He starts sneaking into the library at night, devouring forbidden texts. One evening he activates the Eye of Agamotto, a relic that bends time itself, and uses it to glimpse the stolen pages. What he finds stops his blood cold. The pages describe Dormammu, ruler of the dark dimension, a being of infinite hunger who exists only to consume worlds, starting with Earth. Wung and Mordo shut him down, warning that misusing time can trap someone in an endless loop with no escape. Strange doesn't fully understand that warning yet. He will. Everything explodes when Caecilius launches a full assault. He's already destroyed the London Sanctum, the first of 3 magical shields protecting Earth. Strange finds himself in a real battle with no preparation. The city folds as Caecilius twists the mirror dimension like origami. In the chaos, a red cloak of levitation flies out of nowhere and attaches to Strange's shoulders. Relics choose their wielders. This one has chosen him. Strange is stabbed and barely survives. Then comes the most devastating revelation. The Ancient One has been drawing power from the dark dimension for centuries to extend her own life. The very power she warned her students against. When Caecilius attacks again, she arrives to help and pays a terrible price. He mortally wounds her. At the hospital, Strange chases her departing spirit. She tells him she has seen her own end coming for a long time, that sometimes protecting the world means breaking the rules you teach others to follow. He says he isn't ready. She smiles. No one ever is, and then she's gone. Hong Kong falls, the final sanctum is destroyed. Dormammu begins bleeding into reality, but Strange reaches for the Eye of Agamotto and reverses time. The city rebuilds, the dead rise, the sanctum restores. And then Strange makes the most insane decision in the film. He steps alone into the dark dimension and stands before Dormammu himself. I've come to bargain. Dormammu kills him instantly. Time resets. Strange appears again, killed again, reset again because Strange has trapped both of them in an infinite time loop. In a dimension where time doesn't exist, he brought time with him and made it inescapable. Dormammu can kill him 1,000,000 times, it just starts over. Finally, maddened with frustration, Dormammu breaks. Strange's terms, leave Earth, take Caecilius and his followers and never return. Dormammu accepts, and Caecilius, who spent the entire movie chasing immortality, gets exactly what he was promised. He gets to live forever, dragged into the dark dimension, crumbling to ash, trapped for eternity. The cruelest possible justice. Strange becomes the new guardian of the New York Sanctum, the man who came to fix his hands, leaving with a far greater purpose. But in the post-credits scene, Mordo is already hunting sorcerers and stripping their powers. He leaves Pangborn collapsed on the ground. There are too many sorcerers, he says coldly. The Avengers have their next problem, they just don't know it yet. So did Doctor Strange just pull off the smartest villain defeat in Marvel history? Walking into the domain of an infinite cosmic being with nothing but a time loop and pure stubbornness is one of the most brilliant moments the MCU has ever produced. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you just watched the whole thing. One tap. Don't let the next one start without you. See you there.